Hi guys, this is Alexis from Reflections of Bookaholic, here with another plan with me. This is last week's spread using a kit from The Giving Girl, which is one of my favorite spreads of the year. I love how it came out. It was so beautiful, but I am excited to go on to next week, which is the week before Halloween. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Halloween kit. So this is the week of October 22nd through October 28th. I'm using a kit from the Planner Pixie Co. It's a mini kit with 3 sheets. There's an extra sheet not pictured, which has the date covers, and then I added in some washi from Michaels and from Mommy Lay to fill in the gaps. So if you're interested in watching this plan with me, stay tuned and let's get started. So I start off with the bottom washi as usual. The kit came with bottom washi, and I really loved it, so I wanted to stick with that. So a little bit about my planning style. I call this planner my reflection planner. So everything that goes in this planner has already happened. I use this planner to compare what I actually did with my main planner. It helps me ease my anxiety, recognize actually when anxiety is happening so that I can manage it. It helps me hold myself accountable, and it also helps me see when I'm actually doing a good job and I'm just being hard on myself. So after I got done with the bottom washi, I did the date covers and the flags at the top. This week I whited out the flags and used deco instead of creating more flags, and I liked how that came out. I then moved to the sidebar where I did, where I put the quote box, and this is where I'm using the washi from Michaels, and then I put down a quarter box so that I could have a header for my weekly tracker. I then forgot my camera was off and put down a habit tracker, and then put down more washi to kind of separate the two. I then put down a half box and finished up with putting a strip of washi at the bottom and using the deco to decorate that little space right there. I then filled in my sidebar. I noted that I finished up Carve the Mark, and I expressed my thoughts about this book last week. I wasn't a huge fan, but I'm going to continue on because the little excerpt at the end of the second book intrigued me more than the first book did. So I moved to Monday and I put down a couple strips of the Mommy Lay washi. I love that washi, and it was so easy to cut. I put in a sleep-in sticker from Planner Pixie Co. I then put in an asterisk to note that this was the week where Austin had a water boil, which basically with all the rain, I think there were just some issues, like a bridge collapsed and there was just cement and like debris in the water, so the filters weren't working, and so a water boil meant a lot of the restaurants and Starbucks in town were closed. I don't live in the city limits anymore, so it didn't affect my home, but it affected my Starbucks trips. So after that, I did put down a header, odds and ends, and noted a few things that I had to do on Monday. Then put down a washi strip and layered a quarter box, and then put a mommy and baby sticker from Toffee Bananas. You know that Jacob and I had popsicles that afternoon. I noted that I paid bills. The edit sticker, I edited a plan with me, and the edit stickers from Love Shira. And then I needed to review an appeal, and that note sticker next to that was from Mochi Plans, and I don't think her shop is open. So I moved to Tuesday and I put down a full box. I then put down a little things to note that I ate bourbon chicken. I put down a Working Girls desk from the Coffee Monsters Co. because I had a lot of like random work to do. And then I used the icon from the kit to mark that I needed to clean bathrooms, and then I put a scale strip from Knockout Print Shop to note that I had a very long hearing that afternoon. I then layered 2 strips of the washi from Mommy and then put down a heart check box in the middle, and I love the way that box came out. And I just noted a few things that I did that evening, mostly paperwork, Starbucks, and some reading time with Jacob. And then I moved to Wednesday. I started off by putting an appointment label and an icon from the kit to mark that I went to bar with Allie. And then I went on a coffee run, which was likely to Dunkin' Donuts, and that coffee sticker is from Stick With Me Shop. I then used the checkbox to note a few things that I got done that morning, mostly work stuff. And then I used an asterisk from the kit next to one of those items. And then I put down a nail sticker from Sweet Green Plans to mark my pedicure. I then put down some washi. I then put that read book sticker down to mark that Jacob and I read books to each other. I mean, I read a book to him and he made up the story to me, and it worked quite well for us. Wednesday was a bath night. That sticker is from Little Red Prince, and then I have to do defensive driving, and I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co to mark that. Moving to Thursday, I overslept. I noticed with this spread that I'm using a lot of stickers from the Coffee Monsters Co and Sweet Green Plans, and it wasn't on purpose. I just happened to have a lot of stickers that I love from those shops, and it just worked out in this spread. So I overslept, and then I had an eye appointment. I had PRK surgery a couple years ago, so I just do eye appointments yearly like everyone else, but it's just so different for me because I can actually see. So then I used the sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co to mark that I met up with my brother. We needed to do fantasy prep and discussions for the week. I then put down a full box from the kit, and then used some washi to kind of separate a little bit from there. I put down a flag sticker to mark that Jacob's pictures came in, and I cut them and separated them out to give to family. I then put down a little thing sticker to mark that I watched the movie The Kissing Booth, which was a pretty good movie. I liked it. And then I finished off the night doing defensive driving. So then I moved to Friday, where I put down some washi and put down another sleep-in sticker from Kimberly Prince. I then put down a sticker from Love Shira to mark that I needed to pack because we were going on a road trip this weekend. And I then used a half box. I had a few errands to do before we left, and the most important one was that I needed to vote. So I went to vote early. Voting always makes me nervous for some reason. But I did get to do that, and of course I got a sticker to commemorate that, and I kept it. I still have it, and it's in my car. I have it like on my dash. Then I needed to pick up some reading glasses because I'm getting old, and I tried to pick the most outlandish pair of glasses that they had because I love the idea that if they're not appropriate wherever I am, I can just take them off. and before my surgery, I never could do that. So just the idea of being able to take off glasses and still see was just like the most amazing thing to me. I had a hearing that afternoon, but I also wanted to note that the glasses that I put above reading glasses is from Bookish Planning. So yes, I put down a strip from Knockout Print Shop because I had a hearing, and then I took a checklist from the kit to note a few things that needed to be done before we got on the road, and then I finished off by cutting down a full box and putting that down. I started off by putting down a stripped as an appointment label to mark that we were going on a road trip, but I later pulled that up and used a different sticker. So I moved to Saturday because we took the trip in 2 days. And so on Saturday, I put down some washing and then put down the weekend banner. I didn't mind that I was covering up the washi when I put down the weekend banner. I just kind of wanted something behind it just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I layered another washi strip, a different one, to start off on Saturday. And then I layered a scallop box on top of that. So above I put Mom Life from Clarissa Plans It All, and then I noted that Jacob, not Jackson, Jackson's my dog, that Jacob scratched me, and he literally scratched my eye to the point that when I looked in the mirror, I could see a scratch across my eyeball. So painful. And with having PRK, when I had my PRK, I actually had some issues with the surgery, and I had a lot of scarring, and I had a lot of things. I don't want to scare anyone away because I don't regret that surgery at all. It was a really painful surgery, and I had some scarring and lots of complications, and so I ended up having to go to urgent care when Jacob scratched me because the scratch was pretty deep. So then the medication that they prescribe isn't normally carried by, like, I guess CVS. Like, I guess if you get those kind of prescriptions, it's more specialized. I don't know, but we had to drive from CVS to CVS to CVS to find it. And then I had to pick up some sunglasses, and I had to get on the road, and I could not see anything. My eyes were watery. I had numbing drops and like pain medicine. It was awful. And poor Jacob, he was like, "Let me kiss it. It'll be all better." And I was like, "Oh, no, stay away from my eye." So then we had a brewery stop because we can't seem to go anywhere without my husband stopping at a brewery. And Jacob stayed up the whole time, which was also not super helpful. But we did get to stop at Captain D's, which is one of my favorite places in Texas. Doesn't have very many of them. And then of course we arrived home, where I got to see my mama and my daddy. And I moved to Sunday. I did Jacob's routine. I used a flag sticker from the kit. I did Jacob's routine and sent him off to my mom for church so she could show him off. And I went to church with my grandma, so I just used a appointment label sticker from the kit to show that. And then I put down a full box to mark off some time because it took forever, because we got to church, my grandmother picked me up, and we got to church an hour early because she knows everybody, and it's like a social gathering on top of everything else. So we were there so early. I would not have chosen to get there that early, but that's just me. So then I played with washi for a little bit, but I wanted to kind of get the washi down and layered the way I wanted so that I can fill in everything else. So then once I did that, I put down a check box to note that my grandma and I went to lunch. I visited my auntie and I explored her model. Every time I come home, she's in a different model, and I love visiting the model homes. I took a nap, and I finished off by hanging with my mom and dad. So that's it for the week. I cross everything off and show you the leftover stickers. And that's it. I only went to bar once this week. I forgot to cross it off though. I like this spread. I hope you do too. Thanks. Bye.